Hello everyone, this is Ricardo and I'm playing Elite Dangerous. Now, I've realised of late that I've been quite lax in regards to doing my engineering, and as a result of this I don't have an armoured cargo hold. Now, this is a bit of an undersight on my behalf in regards to what's happening with the current Thargoid situation. Now, some of you will know, who have looked into this on the internet, that the Thargoid bases can be opened and manipulated if you have unknown artefacts, which of course corrode your ship and your systems. So in order to get these you have to go to several engineers, in particular one that resides in the Cirrus System. Now the Cirrus System is permit only, and you can only really gain access to this by going through a grind with the Cirrus Corporation. Now those of you who are still working through this grind, I hope this video can possibly help you out. Now, one of my other videos involved Sirius and So This system, where you can do a grind where the Cirrus Corporation is available down there. They're two systems that are very close together, and you can grind out a good rank as well. Plus, you can also grind out some reputation with the Cirrus System. However, an invitation to Marco Gwent is only available from the Cirrus System. So you've got to travel all the way back into the bubble and do your grind there. Now, so far, this the access to the Cirrus System hasn't been exactly straightforward. I was allied with the system when I got there, and when I finally did get access to the Cirrus System, old Marco Gwent doesn't just pop in there. So to get access, there's a couple of systems that are close to the Cirrus System that you can go in there and do those old missions. Now these systems are the AVIK system, AVIK. Also, the next system is the Lutyens Star system, Lutyens, Lutyens space Star. And the Procyon system, Procyon. Now these have the Cirrus Corporation in them. Go there, do their missions. You'll get, like I have here, I've got some trade data missions. Now these I find have come a long way since previous versions of the game. So you select them, you head on over to the system, and what you do then is you either scan the beacon or you honk your discovery scanner, and away you go, right? It'll show you where a point of interest is. And as we'll see in this video, you fly on over to the planet, wave your ship around, move around the planet at close proximity, and then what you do is you'll get notified of a mission objective. Fly towards it, drop out of warp, and scan that beacon. That beacon will then either transfer information to you, or in this case with the trade data, what it'll do, it'll show you some devastation of a stricken ship. That stricken ship would have then spewed out its cargo, and you pick up the trade data modules. So two ways of doing it really, depending on the version of Elite that you're currently looking at. In previous versions it has been something that you've got to scan. This time it's going to be things that you have to physically pick up with that old cargo scoop. Anyway, so I've jumped into my Python, the Badger's Respite. Bit of a change now from the old ASP. I needed something with a bigger cargo carrying capacity, and I currently had this clocked up to about 208. That's not a lot. I know some people on the internet are going to be saying, oh, well, I've got 300 out of my Python. Yes, but are you running shields? And of course it is dangerous out there as well. And in regards to all the danger, hopefully all the griefers around the old Thargoid bases. And I can't wait to get over there, but I want to be prepared, and I want to get some good footage as well, that hopefully I can share with you people. and to experience it without, you know, the ship blowing up and all the rest of that. I know you can play in solo mode, but where's the fun in that, eh? Where's the fun in that? So, like I say, I'm doing some missions. It's the trade data missions that I'm hoping sort of push me over the wire. Also, some of the missions that that will do this and are good for reputation as well are going to be the scan missions or the destroy the power plant missions on the local bases in local systems. Now, as you can see, I've dropped into the area and there's a canister of trade data. It's illegal in this jurisdiction, so make sure you're all fueled up, and if you've incurred any damage, you've been to the stations and you've got yourself repaired before you pick it up. Else, you're going to have to stealthily get in through that station aperture or land at a hub or somewhere that's not going to scan you to avoid an additional fine. Now, in addition to the trade data, you're also going to find some other items there, other legal cargo, which is good. So Frontier have amended this. So whereas before it was illegal cargo, now it's legal cargo because the ship has indeed been destroyed or crashed. It's up for anyone's grab. You know, you haven't destroyed the ship, which is great. So out with the old cargo scoop, line up for that canister of trade data, and away you go. Now, the other mission I picked up as well is in the Procyon system. I'm going to need, you know, 4 of those. Okay, no problem. Off we go. We're in system now. We're going to head for the planet. And once we're going to go wiggle that ship around and see what else we can do. Now, once in system, honk that horn, you'll get an update in your communications or notification panel of where exactly it is, and you'll also get told where you need to deliver it once you've completed that mission as well. Now, Frontier have done an addition to that part of the game, whereas you used to get notified, oh, just deliver it to this other system, and then you'll get your reward. Now you're actually given the option whether or not you want to accept that reward or take it to the original contracted place, which is great. I think that's fantastic. Now here we are on approach to Ponce Gateway, Oculus space station. Now I'm going to have to sneak in there. As you can see, I've got my trade data. It's illicit cargo. Okay, so Sneaky Beaky is the name of the game here. Lots of sneaky beakiness. And sneak into that space station. Now, as you can see in the picture-in-picture, should start to be second nature to you. Make sure you monitor your modules. Make sure you monitor your heat. And when you get to about 4K away from it, you know, get into silent running mode. I usually find that I switch off the shields and the life support, glide in. As soon as you get into the station, it's going to give you life support anyway, and then at your leisure, you can continue then to go in there and dock. Now, once I'm in there, I'm now turning back on all my modules, just so I don't forget. I mean, I've left stations, and then there's been players outside catching those unsuspecting people who have been gliding in there with all their swag and then destroying them. So it's always wise to have your shields put on, providing you're not carrying anything else in the meantime that could cause an illegal response. So with the old salvage contract, we've been in there. Our messages have been updated as well for the scan jobs. Hey, not to worry.
Observing steady traffic in this sector. Caution is advised.
We're going to leave and we're going to go off on our next mission. The next mission then, of course, being to go and get some more trade data from another part of the Procyon system. So, we're lined up. And we're going to zoom out. Okay, so we're ready to go. And let's get into the next system. Again, once you're there, honk the horn, approach the planet. This is the planet particular we're interested in. Procyon B3. As you see, I'm doing a bit of wiggling as I'm on approach. Get nice and close, not too close as you enter, or you get dropped out of warp or frame shift. And before long you'll get notified of a mission objective. Okay, there it is. There's our mission objective. You know, discover a signal source. Let's go into the navigation. There it is. Lock our destination. Swing down and head over onto it. Now, much as the same mission, this is exactly the same. You drop in. No dramas there. Once you drop in, you'll see all the other additional canisters you can potentially pick up should you want to. Those also being, like I said before this video, legal salvage, and of course the canister of trade data. Now, this time I had a little bit of trouble doing the scooping of the cargo. I don't know why. I don't know whether it was my machine, whether it was the game mechanics, or what. I really don't know. But in addition, I found it a little bit difficult, and I managed to actually destroy one of the canisters of trade data. Now, if you do that, today's top tip, don't worry, just fly out, fly around a bit, go back, approach the planet, and the mission objective will pop back up again. And once it's popped back up, you can then turn around and collect any additional canisters that you haven't had. Yeah, so the canisters just sort of like bouncing out the way at the last minute. So I don't know what it was. It could have been the game. It could have been the fact I've just come back off holiday and not been playing for a while. Too much beer and lager. Who knows? Who knows? So, like I say, if you do mess it up, you can just jump out and re-enter the area, and the canisters of trade data are once again there, complete. No point picking up additional trade data and keeping it. It'll be illegal when you hit some of the systems and the space stations, and it'll be more trouble than what it's worth, in my opinion. So just get what's required, and then you can move on and cash that mission in. Now, one thing as well to mention is that old Marco Gwent, when we finally get access to him, is going to want modular terminals. Now, modular terminals are usually produced, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, by doing planetary scan or planetary destruction missions. So, if you've got a stash of modular terminals, that's what you're going to need. And you're going to need, apparently, 25 of them. Although I haven't received the invitation yet, and I'm still working on it. So we go, we're picking up the last of this trade data. Lovely silver and white planet. Getting some more polymers. Just try and offset and keep the money flowing in as well, because grinding money in Elite Dangerous now is going to become more and more arduous as Frontier is shutting down some of the more lucrative money-making schemes, as it were. And that's good, and I believe they should do. There's been an awful lot of talk as well about people who have used this engineering exploit. Now, I'm not entirely sure what this engineering exploit is, but I think it's by gaining access to higher tiers of engineering modules, or supplying lower tier engineering modules. So, offsetting some of the cost as well by picking up additional cargo, if you've got the cargo space, is more than likely worthwhile. A little bit of clothing there to pick up as well. That'll get about, I don't know, 80 credits. 80 credits is indeed 80 credits. There's a shame there's not a ship's log or something to scan there. I mean, there isn't always a ship's log to scan, but, you know, it would add a little bit of additional depth to what's going on. You could see what's happened. You know, oh, attacked by pirates, or, oh no, it's the Thargoids, or, you know, just attacked by another player. So there's no more trade data, so I'm going to have to, like I say, jump out of system and then jump back in. So, hey, not to worry. We'll just cancel our original destination. Jump out, fly around a bit, and then hop back in and get that last remaining trade data. So when it pops back up on the screen that there's additional a mission objective, head towards it, drop out, rinse and repeat. It is that easy. And some of these missions can be quite lucrative. 500,000, 360,000, which may not seem like a lot to a lot of players. I mean, everyone who's been playing this game for a lot, oh, I can't possibly do that mission unless it's 1.6 million or 2 million. And you forget, Elite is really all about having a grind and the repetitiveness and the mundane trading of flying around in a spaceship and trading for goods. And everyone seems hell-bent on getting the biggest and better ship. I mean, hey, I've got a Corvette and I've got the Imperial Cutter, and the Cutter is nicely rated out, got it nicely engineered, but the Corvette is just too much of a pain, and to go through all that again, I may well do in the future should the financial situation present itself, but I'm having more fun in the smaller ships. And for a long time, Elite got to be just the pursuit of getting that best ship, getting the best ship that had the best armaments or the best trading ability. And I have quite the fleet. However, it's not all about that, I don't think. You can't quite forget about the mechanics of the game. So we've bounced now to Ramon Hub. Ramon. We're just going to repair some of the damage to our ship that we've incurred into the mission board, and then we're going to turn in our trade data mission. So trade data, there it is. Thank you very much. Quite a tidy sum for not an awful lot of work. We're very much allied with the Cirrus Corporation, but as yet, nothing. So we've got some secure information here. We're going to scroll around, see what else we can do in the interim, and hop back out and then get on with the grind. So now, with all those trade missions turned in, let's carry on, and away we go on to the next system. Now this mission, another mission that you're going to want to do that is pretty good for reputation as well, is the surface scan missions. Now approach the planet that you're given the nod about in your comms panel, and you're looking for a search zone. Now this can be quite tricky. You have to get quite close to find that, and then drop into close proximity to the planet, fly around, and that search zone is going to bounce around a bit, as we've seen in some of the other videos that I've done. You'll think you're on a true heading, then as you approach and get closer, it does get that little bit more difficult because it does bounce around. But not to worry, it doesn't bounce around too much. You're not going to be flying to the other part of the planet to get this done. In fact, all you're going to be doing is just making a slight course correction so you can get to the right search zone. And on some planets there are multiple search zones or multiple bases, so it's very important that you keep your eye on the ball and you land, and don't get confused like I did once and land right next to a different base and scanned all the wrong stuff. So getting down as close to the planet where you go into suborbital flight is a must for this, and once you get there, it's still going to bounce around even more. So we've landed, and we're going to head on over towards that base, which is just over the ridge. And we're going to do the scanning of the data point. I'm still thrilled to bits with all the different angles as well that you can get on this, the latest camera that's been included with the game. Absolutely fantastic visuals that you can get, and some other YouTubers as well have got some really good visuals that really do bring an added aspect. I always find it easier to scan while in turret mode, although some commanders are skillful enough to get on one of the structures and scan directly at it. So just to make sure we're not being shot, let's get out of dodge. We've got loads of encrypted files, so that'll be a mission complete for us. That'll be great. So now it's time to get back and hand that data in. So we haven't been pursued or shot at, which is great. Into the ship, back to the station, hand it in, and let's see if that's enough to get us access to the Cirrus System. Now it's the Lutyens Star system that we need to hand in that planetary data, and hopefully as we break atmosphere we're not going to be informed of delivering it anywhere else, because hey, no one likes being messed around. So here we are, we're on approach. A lovely blue jewel of a planet there with the dark side with lights on it, and there's our destination station. So let's get in there and dock. So once docked into Starport Services, it's old Ponce Gateway into the mission board. Planetary scan, claim reward. Thank you very much. Cirrus Corporation. We are so allied, we are really allied. Okay, and there's our permit opportunity. Let's jump on that and accept it. Finally, a permit to the Cirrus System. Well, that did take a while. So, there you go everybody. I've got my permit to the Cirrus System. And I think I'm going to head on over there now and see what else I can do to invoke the Marco Gwent engineer message. Thanks very much for watching, and please check back for more videos in the series.